Hi everybody. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing that's a little bit different from my other videos. These are two games from the last generation of handheld consoles, the PSP. The PSP is probably my favorite handheld device of all time. It's definitely my largest game collection. I have probably around 50 games for the PSP, and I'm still collecting to this day. I really enjoy collecting PSP games for a number of reasons, but one of them is that since they're the last generation, they're pretty cheap and available these days. Both of these games together, one of them being a limited edition, they cost me about $30 total with shipping. So definitely not the most expensive system to collect for. And all of the games, of course, come with manuals, which is something that I'm a huge fan of. This game here on the left, Brave Story, is a very traditional JRPG, very similar to any other JRPG you might have played, but it is either based on an anime or had an anime based on the game. I saw the anime before purchasing this, and I really liked it, so I thought I'd pick it up and see what it's about. Now, Fate supposedly has elements similar to my favorite PSP game of all time. It has visual novel elements, sort of dating sim, life sim elements, kind of in the vein of Persona 3 Portable, which is by far my favorite PSP game, if not one of my favorite games I've ever played. I have over 100 hours in this game, and I still find myself going back to it these days. It's really an incredible, incredible game, and if you've never played it, you should really pick it up and give it a shot. So without further delay, let's get into unboxing these games. Both of them are brand new, and I'm really excited to add them to my PSP collection and get to playing them. So let's go. So let's start with Brave Story here. As I was saying, it is a very traditional JRPG with turn-based battle mechanics that you've seen in many games before. Let's take a look at the back here. Enter the land of vision. Leave your world behind and become a traveler. Journey to locate the goddess of destiny and claim a single wish to save the life of a friend. To complete your quest, you must find courage inside yourself, trust in your allies, and unleash your abilities. A graphically amazing adventure brimming with lush 3D environments, unforgettable personalities, and exclusive content unique to this US version. I have a couple of screenshots on the box here. You can get an idea of the overworld and the battle. This, of course, is an Xseed game. They release some very fantastic titles on the PSP. So, let's get into unboxing this one. So inside, as with all PSP games, we have a manual and the UMD. I love UMDs. They're just such an interesting little game device here. It's a disc, but contained in this sort of plastic cartridge. I always really loved sort of fiddling with these and sticking them into the slot of the machine, and there's a very satisfying sort of click and a heaviness to putting PSP games into the system, which I really enjoyed about it. Let's take a look at the manual here. Brave Story, New Traveler. Some images about the story, the world map, dungeons, some images of the characters here. This is a description of the battle system, which again, if you can tell from the pictures, is a very traditional JRPG. Sort of one line of enemies versus one line of heroes, taking turns, using skills and abilities. Some status ailments there. Interesting loneliness. I've never seen that in a game before. That's a very interesting sort of status ailment. Very cool. So this is one of the many JRPGs on the PSP. The system has some fantastic ones, and I'm looking forward to popping this one into the PSP and giving it a whirl. Now we will unbox the Fate Extra Limited Edition box set here. It includes, of course, the regular game, but also a 16-page Fate Extra art book and a Fate Extra limited edition soundtrack along with it. You can see some screenshots here. It has, of course, the visual novel elements, the turn-based battle elements. It looks like a very fun game, similar to my favorite PSP game of all time, Persona 3. So, looking forward to playing this one as well. The fate of the world is in your hands. Waking up in a strange virtual world with no recollection of the past, the main character is forced to fight for survival in a war they do not understand for a prize beyond value. The opportunity to have one's wish granted. With only an enigmatic servant by their side, the protagonist will have to face both friends and foes in battles to the death in order to not only gain possession of a mysterious unknown object known as the Holy Grail, but also to find the answer to the most important question of all. Who am I? It's a very dramatic description on the back of the box. Looks like a lot of fun, so let's get into it. Here. Here's our sealed copy of the game. And then the Fate Extra art book and soundtrack. Let's take a look at this first. There's the CD right there is a very nice presentation. I really, really like this. It's got a great design to it, a great color scheme. Very, very cool here. Very pleased with this. And then some of the art, the visual works, as they call it. Let's thumb through here. Some cute pictures of the heroines and the heroes. Very, very nice. A few thoughts about the Saber Extra, and then some art commentary by Arko Wada, whoever he is. He is the illustrator. Fate Extra visual works. Very, very cool. Here's our sealed copy of the game. And then again, the UMD disc here, and the Fate Extra manual. Flip through it a little bit here. Some introductions to the characters. We have the protagonist. You can be either a male or a female protagonist. And then there's Saber, Archer, Rin Tosca, and Ronnie 8. Couple more images describing the game screen here. This is the battle system, where it's this sort of simple rock, paper, scissors design, but actually in-game I've watched a little bit of gameplay before picking this game up, and it looks like a very fun and intuitive battle system. Some status ailments, a little bit more traditional than the Brave Story ones. Very cool. I'm looking forward to getting into this and seeing how it stacks up to Persona 3. So, there you have it, guys. 2 brand new PSP games that are, of course, older releases, but brand new to me. I'm very excited to have these additions to my PSP collection, and looking forward to listening to the soundtrack and playing these games a little bit. So, until next time, guys, happy gaming.